This is Co-op Chronicles, episode 30. Welcome back to Co-op Chronicles. This is episode 30. I am PintsizedGeisha, and I have Blacklabel.
Hello.
And Azzilee.
Hi.
And today is...
Episode 30. We're going to talk about the Voynich Manuscript. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Is it Voynich or Voynich?
I think it's Voynich.
Voynich?
Yeah, but I could be
Voynich.
wrong. I researched this one. I watched some Yale documentaries on this one and stuff. I did actually. I did. But yeah, we're going to talk about this. Look at the book. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. So, let's get into it. Or did you guys want to say hi?
Hi.
Hello.
Okay. So
Straight into it. Let's go.
Straight into it.
Get my clickies.
Co-op Chronicles, episode 30.
Congratulations on hitting 30, guys.
30.
We've been doing this for 30
big 3
episodes.
30 weeks. Did we miss? Oh, we did.
What do you mean 30 weeks?
We missed a few weeks because of when I was sick.
Well, we've done it for 30 weeks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Just not consecutive.
Yeah, that's why I what I
dang.
said.
Oh, yeah, that is what you
Because if
said.
it's yes, what
Oh,
are you,
yeah.
what, you trying
Oh, yeah.
to yell at me? What
No.
do you mean 30 weeks?
For some reason, in my brain, it wasn't processing
One a
like
week.
that.
We did miss a few weeks when I was sick, though.
Dang, so a year is like 56, right?
Yeah,
Dang, we're almost
52.
we're halfway.
52 weeks in a year.
We're more than halfway than a year
Yeah,
of doing this.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
All right.
See, you were scolding me at first.
Yeah, I apologize. I was like,
You're always like, no, you're wrong.
yeah.
Yep.
It
But
may
I'm
not,
always
and,
right.
and also may not be big, but we have like over 1,000 plus or something listeners, or more than that, I think.
Nice.
Streams, and then
Yes. Thanks, guys.
but we only have like to me it's big because we hit 100 followers on Instagram,
Look at us. Thank you.
like naturally. You know what I mean? Like
Naturally.
yeah.
So all thanks to you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to us.
Thanks
and my
for the
and me
listeners.
and my templates. You know, come on.
Oh
Thanks
yeah,
to the
thanks
listeners.
Label for coming up with great topics.
Yeah. Thanks to the listeners. Thanks for the follows. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks Geisha for your quiet
Thanks,
clips.
Az.
Thanks for the ending.
My clicks. My
You
cookie
can
run.
have like an ASMR 10-second run.
I know.
Okay.
Cookie run.
No.
Wait. Shh. Let me do my keyboard.
Mine's way better though. I'm gonna hit you up with this.
I did say his keyboard is
sounds
like it's the
creamy.
creamy
Yeah.
keyboard.
What is? Okay, wait. What does mine sound like?
Just like a keyboard.
Like a
yeah, it sounds
typewriter.
like a typewriter.
It sounds
like I think of like a secretary in a doctor's office. Just
mine just sounds creamy.
Yours sounds like cracking knuckles. Every time you start typing, I think you're cracking your knuckles.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
ASMR.
The Voynich Mystery, the book no one can read. So, again, welcome back, Co-op Chronicles.
Co-op Chronicles. Thank you, everybody, for the listeners and the follows on Instagram, so on and so forth.
This is where we
Take a moment.
we tell stories, find topics,
Yeah.
And then today we're gonna talk about, I don't know whether it's between real or not, but we're gonna focus on one of the greatest enigmas.
Enigma.
The Voynich Manuscript.
Voynich.
Yeah, so
Darn.
this 15th, it's a 15th century. This 15th century codex filled with strange plants, mysterious diagrams, and unreadable script has baffled scholars and cryptographers and historians for centuries. Picture this: a dimly lit antiquarian bookstore in a winding European alley. Dust floats. I can't even pronounce words. Lazily in light of a single lamp. You find a book, an old vellum. No title, no recognizable letters. You turn the page and you see impossible plants, a page looping script that resembles no known alphabet, intricate star charts, and naked figures immersed in strange fluids. Is it a local herbal compendium, encoded alchemical manual? Dude, I cannot pronounce words. Alchemical manual, or a
Oh my God,
Lynn,
babe.
you're
Are
like,
you having a stroke right now? Do you need medical attention?
okay, yeah. So tonight we're going to talk about this book.
Jesus.
We're going to explore the history, theories, origins, cutting edge attempts to decode it, and reasons it still captivates us in an age where we feel like we know everything. So I'm going to start off this with some questions for you guys.
Okay.
What's the most perplexing mystery you've ever encountered? Something that made you pause or ask, why is this so hard? Why does this shit exist? Like the words I just try to pronounce. Jesus.
My first one that comes to mind isn't like, for me, it's the biggest mystery that I'm kind of like, well, I want solved. I want to like know the truth and all the information that it holds is the ocean. Like that's the first thing that comes to my mind. But it's so deep and so big, and we haven't explored all of it. I want to know what's in there. Well, I wanted to be a marine biologist for the longest time when I was a kid, and so I guess it kind of stems from that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, just
Yeah. I know.
where does all the bodies go? Where did all the bodies from Titanic go?
To the bottom.
What happened? Did they get eaten?
Cthulhu took them.
Cthulhu took them, probably. Like, what happens to all the things down there?
Yeah.
You know? And then
Clearly it rots, right?
Yeah. And, well, I don't know. Does it? Who knows? It has salt water. It should float back up to the top.
Well, wouldn't bones decompose? Because the salt water would, like, rub
I don't
it
know.
against rocks, so it'd be like sand.
I don't know.
We probably walk on
See,
the
I don't
bones
know.
of the dead.
Yeah. I'm walking on bones and dip. And then the Mariana Trench, how it like has this layer, but then there's this other layer underneath it. Like, what are you talking about? There's
Okay,
another
you're
layer
getting-
underneath it.
Have you ever watched The Meg?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
It's
totally
based
what's
off
down there.
There's
Yeah.
a cloud
That's what's down
protecting it.
there.
Yeah, there's like some
Okay.
sort of like layer of Cthulhu
Shouldn't
poop
have
on the bottom, and then Cthulhu's underneath it. I don't know.
You went crazy with this.
What I'm
I
talking
honestly
about.
thought you were gonna say like, oh, the fucking word puzzle from last week or crossword search or whatever. You're
no.
like, no, I know.
This
But
is,
I'm like,
this,
you went deep.
asked me what my biggest mystery is that I want solved, and it's the ocean. Like,
Yeah.
what is that? Is that Cthulhu poop?
Yeah.
The Mariana Trench is Cthulhu poop?
Could be.
What about you?
I'm gonna go the opposite direction, and I'm gonna say
Space.
space.
Oh.
I just
Space.
because it's endless, right? Like obviously we know there's an end because there's multiple galaxies.
Yeah.
But it's just like we've never found life, and I find that very strange.
Or
It-
have we?
And also,
No, I don't think we
I
have.
talked previously about aliens, and I just think it's fascinating that we've never encountered aliens.
What if
Or
there-
have we?
technically?
What is that one movie? It wasn't a good
Yeah.
movie. Well, they say the Men in Black or aliens, but what is that one movie where I forgot her name. She has like those thick eyebrows, and they're what
So
is
that narrows it down.
No, and she's like a model, and she's like very fierce looking. She has thick. She was just
Cara
Anyways.
Delevingne.
yes, her. You knew who I was talking about.
Valerius.
Valerian.
Valerius? No, Valerian.
I don't know.
Valerian. Valerian, yeah. So like the Earth is like, it's like under protection, right? And then all of a sudden they meet like somebody, and then they set them up with like the technology. What if it's like that?
Yeah, that'd be fascinating.
Yeah.
What if we're all just Sims and God's playing Sims?
Where's
Is
my
that-
Where's my arrow?
Is that why sometimes when you walk into a room, you just forget what you're doing?
Exactly.
It's the person that's controlling you walked away.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
They're like, you brought me to the kitchen, but now what do I do?
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever felt drowned in a riddle or a puzzle because it was hard?
Yes.
Okay.
I
All the
like
time.
puzzles. We both like puzzles. We all like puzzles.
I
And
love
you ever
them.
felt drawn to one because you thought it was going to be easy, or like you knew you could solve it? Yeah.
I knew I was going to solve.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the answer was different. I thought my mind went the other way. It's like if I couldn't solve a problem,
I mean, either or.
It would drive me insane. I would think about it and think about it and think about it and think about it. Like,
Okay.
I gotta know. I gotta
All right.
figure it out. That's why I can't stop reading my book, because I want to know what happens.
Why don't you Google what the Voynich manuscripts look
I
like?
don't even know how to spell it.
VOY.
You told me not to type.
I'll let you type now, since we're going to talk about it and you can look at it. VOYNICH.
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah.
It's like the like one of the things that pop up as soon as you type VOY.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a little historical context and discovery for it. So the Voynich manuscript surfaces into recorded history in 1912 when a rare book dealer, Wilfred Voynich, I don't know who, I'm just going to say Voynich for the sake of the pod, acquires it from a Jesuit college in Italy. Radiocarbon dating the vellum, how do you pronounce that? Is it vellum? Vellum places its creation in the early 15th century, 1404 to 1438. It's likely European origin, but we can't be certain who authored it or for whom or why it was intended. A physical description of it is it's approximately 240 pages of fine quality vellum written in a flowing script of unknown characters, which is strange when you look at the thing because
it just looks like repeating.
I mean, it's just crazy. Like some of the like, what the fuck is that Elvish? I don't even know. And the text is divided into sections: botanical pages with bizarre plants, astronomical and astrologist charts, seemingly biological diagrams with human figures, and pharmaceutical or herbal jar drawings. It kind of reminds me of I don't know if anybody has seen Hell's Paradise. Have you seen Hell's Paradise? It's an anime. So in this anime, there's like people that are like strong. Anyways, there's an island where like the craziest things you can imagine are there, and they're trying to get on this island, get like a secret plant for immortality, but nobody knows like the true secrets of there, because like when somebody goes there, they get sent back and they're dead, and their body's like covered with flowers that are blooming from their dead bodies. It kind of reminds me of like something like that. I don't know why. It's a good anime. The reason why this thing is so special, it has no known language. The cipher directly matches the script. So the illustrations defy easy classification. The plants don't match known species. The zodiac-like charts aren't quite standard constellations. The human figures in bathing scenes are unlike typical medieval, medical, or religious imagery. So it's just like a all-around crazy... Like, what the fuck is that?
You know what?
It's crazy.
My mind goes to?
Like, this is
like,
the liquid one.
Because, like, if you look at it, right? If you look at it, the text, yeah, the writing, the text of it doesn't look, again, like any language that I've ever seen, right? Not that I've seen all the languages. But if nobody can place this language from scholars and historians and whatever, my mind goes to, like, it's from Atlantis.
Or outer space. But yeah,
good one.
that is very cool.
Because like the plants don't exist anymore. It has to, or maybe like Pompeii or one of those civilizations that were wiped out.
Or unknown.
Yeah, like Pompeii, Sodom.
So look at this. It looks like they're like in contraptions, like
Well, to me, I don't know if it's that photo, but I saw another photo. It was like people, and there was like green on both sides. To me, that they were like walking through grass.
This one?
No, that one's like they're in a bath.
Yeah, they're like in a bath.
But there's another one where it's like they're walking through a field. It looks like, yeah, that one. Is that it? I don't know. I can't tell from that far away. But yeah, my mind immediately goes to it's part of like a civilization that no longer exists.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I wouldn't. Maybe it's on top of a civilization that no longer exists, but it's one that we've never encountered.
Yeah, and plants that we've never seen, or the astrology doesn't match up to anything, which is just crazy. And I mean, what if it was a like Atlantis thing, and when they look at the stars from the bottom, it's all distorted because the water.
Yeah. You know, or like. The plants aren't identifiable anymore because they were wiped out as well. Like, what if, in Pompeii, they had these certain plants, or what was that city? Sodom. Or was it? I can't remember. Weren't they at the, like a volcano or something blew them up? Or, what was it? The fireballs from the sky or something? What if all those plants died with them too? And that's why we can't discover them because they're all wiped out. Everything from this society is gone.
Yeah.
Or what if it's what if there is
my
an
God.
Atlantis and it just floated its way up through the water?
You're going down the path.
I'm going down the
This
rabbit
is
hole.
her rabbit hole.
This
This is my rabbit hole.
So
The what ifs get me.
if you stumbled on this manuscript today in some obscure shop, would you assume it's invaluable key to lost knowledge, a hoax designed to perplex curious minds? Or does the absence of unrecognizable features make it more or feel more or less authentic?
No.
Would it make you think like, what the fuck is this? Or
It's
would you be like, this
definitely
is fake?
This is definitely a puzzle that I must crack.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was fake. I would say, like, I know people, we're trying to relate it to, like, real life places or things, but what if it's just the ramblings of somebody who's
like
crazy?
Somebody, what do they call it? Were they psychic? What is it, babe?
Schizophrenic?
Schizophrenic, yeah.
Schizophrenic.
Because it's like, I mean, the writing is very, like, concise, and it seems very, like, put together.
That's kind of crazy.
But it's like language that we've never seen and pictures of things that are not true to us. It could just be all a completely made up thing in someone's head.
Or maybe it's a journal of somebody's study.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Because that's what it looks like. It looks like
It does.
a journal. Like
Yeah.
the plants and stuff, it looks like they were breaking it down. And like there's this big circle picture where it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then there's an alligator in there, which made me kind of think of like Egypt. I don't know.
But, I mean, some of it just seems so far-fetched
Yeah.
It looks
that
like a
it
castle.
seems
Yeah.
implausible to my brain.
Yeah, it's kind of.
You gotta
Who
look
knows,
it up.
So theories of the origin, who wrote it and why. An alchemist's hidden notebook, or an alchemist's hidden notebook. Some suggest that the Voynich is a coded alchemical or medicinal text. Medieval Europe teamed with secretive herbalists and alchemists who guarded their trade secrets. Perhaps the author encoded knowledge of rare herbs or treatment for fear of persecution or to preserve valuable recipes. It's a hoax for the wealthy elite. Another theory, it was crafted by a fool or to fool a wealthy patron in an era when manuscripts were luxurious items. Selling a magical codex to curious nobles could be lucrative. The author might have laughed how this puzzle has been lasting through the ages, baffling everybody.
What if it was a story, like books that we read nowadays? What
Yeah.
if somebody wrote this to be a story for someone?
Yeah. Another theory is a lost language or script. Could it represent a language or script that vanished without leaving descendants, without known relatives, like a linguistic orphan, or we don't have a Rosetta Stone to help us with this. This would be like finding an inscription in a language spoken by a single or forgotten village centuries ago. Another theory is aliens or otherworldly influences. Some fringe theorists propose that the manuscript is an evidence of extraterrestrial contact or channeling. They argue that its bizarre imagery and indecipherable script hint at a knowledge beyond earthly bounds, while far-fetched the manuscript's inaccessibility encourages even wild speculations.
Where was this found?
Again, it was purchased. I think I said in the
Yeah,
very
you
beginning.
said purchased. Where was it? I can't remember.
Hold on one
Sorry.
second. It was purchased in 1912 by Wilfrid Voynich. Acquired it in Jesuit College in Italy.
Italy, that's right. Okay.
It's dated back to the 15th century, 1404 to 1438.
That's crazy.
You have a thing to add?
I was just gonna say I don't think it's like alien because of all the plants and stuff, right?
But you don't know what's up there? You don't know if it's like from a different planet?
That's true. But if you also look at here, like this to me looks like some sort of like mechanism, and these little labels. It looks like some sort of mechanism to get water in the thing or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm not a decipherable linguistic.
Well, neither am I.
decipher.
I'm just kind of going through these.
Yeah.
And look, this one looks like mermaids to me. I don't know.
Okay.
This plant looks pretty though.
So the Voynich could be seen as a pre-modern alternate reality puzzle akin to Cicada 3301. Is it the 15th century version of a challenge meant to select the brightest minds? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that these theories reflect more about the manuscript or more about the human mind not understanding? Which explanation resonates with you the most and why? I think if people can't comprehend things or solve things, or if there's no answer, they start branching out to things that are, I guess, out of reach. And I feel like that makes you tend to come up with shit that obviously, aliens, Atlantis, like things that you're like, okay, look at this stuff. This has to be this. I think when you don't understand stuff, you reach, I guess, to a point that's unreachable.
Your mind is trying to connect it to something it knows.
Yeah, that you don't know. Yeah.
It's crazy that just through so much time, no one has been able to, like, figure this out. Mm-hmm. Just, like, imagine, like, because they said, like Geisha said, there's so many linguistic specialists out there, and no one can pinpoint where this language is from.
Yeah, because they said the cipher is in its language itself. Yeah. So if you don't know the language, then you're never going to crack it anyways. So it's like...
Yeah, and, like, well, even if you knew the cipher, but what is the cipher? Like, it's in the language, right? I understand that, but it's like, you don't know what the cipher is. It's just in the language.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or it could be just a journal of some madman, like Az was saying.
Yeah, I don't know. So attempts to decipher this thing, the greatest code breakers versus the Voynich. So historical efforts, Renaissance scholars examined it. Holy Roman Emperor Rudolph II reportedly owned it, believing it was valuable. In the 20th century, cryptographers and linguists took turns analyzing it. Some claimed partial breakthroughs, but none withstood scrutiny. Alan Turing and the World War II codebreakers. During the World War II, the codebreakers who could crack the enigma turned to the Voynich, hoping similar methods would help, but without plain text and pattern-based approaches, they ran into dead ends.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it says there's a little thing right here that supposedly broke it.
I don't know.
But who knows if it's real or not. It's just off the internet.
Yeah. Modern academic research. Linguists and historians pored over it. Some tried statistical analysis, comparing letter frequencies and word distributions to known languages, but the Voynich script doesn't neatly align with any. Debates erupted. Is it a real language, or is it a constructed cipher with no meaning? AI and machine learning approaches. In the 21st century, researchers fed the manuscript into AI language models, searching for patterns. Some hinted at Hebrew or Romance language substrata. Others suggested East Asian influences, yet each claim faced scholarly rebuttal. I guess no one agreed with it.
Yeah. And like I said before, the text looks very repetitive. Like these two look exactly the same, right? Besides this figure right here. And what if it's like this, they're trying to break it into English, but it breaks down to another language. Then you have to transfer it again to English. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what if this is like a whole unknown language or a whole unknown dialect of a language?
Or like the drawings seem so
human-like.
They're very human, but they're also like a very like specific kind of human, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it just seems like it's a very like Western kind of drawing. Western in the sense of like white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do look white.
Yeah.
And granted that it was found in Italy or
Roman
purchased,
times or something. Yeah.
It would make sense.
Yeah, but like look, even this, and this all look the same.
Yes.
They all look the same. So it probably is just the writings of a madman.
Could be. Yeah, like you said, it could be a whole made up language that someone made for themselves. So no one will ever be able to understand this.
Right? Maybe this is just his journal. Like he was out in the woods and he saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 naked women I don't know, in the woods somewhere
Yeah.
doing their thing.
It's fascinating, really.
So the puzzle of missing context. We know how to crack codes. We look for known words, familiar alphabets, contextual clues, or cultural references. The Voynich offers none of these anchor points. It's a puzzle missing not just a piece, but the entire edge of the whole puzzle. So, I mean, good luck solving it. If the manuscript were, or if given the manuscript, where would you begin? With AI analysis of the script, comparing letter frequencies, or diving into illustrations hoping to recognize a plant or a star?
I don't even know where you would begin.
I would start with handwriting, I think, analysis. Because through your handwriting, you can tell when someone's like a psychopath or something, you know?
It does look like they use like a, what do they call it? The feather?
Like a quill?
A quill. Like a really nice one.
Well, if it's from the 14th century
I mean,
or
they didn't have
15th
anything
century,
else.
I don't know.
I don't know what they would write with.
Yeah, and it seems very...
And like these
precise,
colors, like where would you
yeah.
get these colors back in like the whatever century?
Forgive
it
me,
was
I'm not a historian, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't know if these things were
Yeah, I don't.
existent back then.
Yeah, I don't know any.
But that's where I would start. I would start with handwriting analysis first to see whether they were like a competent person or the ravings of a madman. It looks very neat, so it doesn't look like he was like crazy or she or the person who did this was crazy, but they could be like a functional psychopath.
Yeah.
But if you look, like it all looks like water. Like water. What if it's just like some manuscript for Atlantis? Oh my god!
Yeah,
see?
you might be right. You might be
Like-
onto something there, Geisha.
Like
Let's
it's
call
all
them.
like water. It all water pouring down the pages into like a pool. Some I don't know what the fuck
They
it
look
is.
like birds.
Birds.
For a second.
Yeah,
You know, a little mermaid right here,
And the people are all naked.
and the people are all naked.
No
Atlantis
clothes.
and they
have,
look
like-
white.
Yeah,
They're
and then
white
like
looking.
look at what I don't know if this doesn't
it's
look
hard
part of the page.
When I say white looking, it's not because they don't have color. It's just their facial features
Yeah,
appear like
Because you've seen old features. You've seen like Mayan drawings. You've seen
Yeah.
Aztecans,
doesn't seem like
Ethiopian, or
that.
Egyptian. Yeah, this does not look like
This is
any of that.
fucking from Atlantis. I solved it.
Yep.
Like even the stars and like the thing,
thought of that.
like the stars and stuff. You know, like
It
this
just-
looks like something.
It just washed up on shore and somebody found it, huh?
or maybe somebody visited Atlantis and took notes and then left.
How is it?
And this is their language. I don't
How is it
fucking
not
know.
waterlogged?
Well, it's
Was there, like,
vellum.
a
Well,
ship?
because Atlantis supposedly was above water at one point.
Oh, that's true.
It wasn't sunken,
True.
and Atlantis sunk at one point or another.
I forgot. I just think of the Disney
The Disney
Atlantis,
movie, no.
not the.
But there's a whole city
not
underwater.
The real one.
I mean, it's possible, right? You can have I mean, maybe it's not possible. I was going to say you can have like an air pocket underwater, but that air would run out sooner or later.
Well, vellum is a very sturdy thing, right?
Well, what
It's-
would they use to write
yeah, I don't
on
know.
it? What would be the ink? The ink is forever permanent. Is
Yeah, I don't know what they would use.
Crabs have like blue blood.
Or octopus.
Octopus
so
ink.
it won't
blue.
bleed.
Octopus.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know that technical of it, but
Yeah.
Ancient Egypt people used berries for colors,
And they probably use it-
beetles and
They probably used algae to get the green. Oh my God, Atlantis.
it's Atlantis.
It's Atlantis.
I'm deep diving into this after this episode.
Yeah,
I
well,
need to
okay.
research.
yeah. They in Egypt they would crush up beetles
Yeah.
for color.
All right.
They figured it out.
So we're gonna segue
It's fucking
into
Atlantis. I figured it.
diving deeper into the illustrations. So in the plant section, obviously we don't have the book in front of us, but we Googled some of it.
Yeah.
Strange roots, leaves, and flowers, unlike any catalog species, possibly stylized versions of real plants. Coded representations, each drawn oddly to mask an identity of a plant. Maybe the plants might be metaphors for concepts rather than actual botany. Astronomical or astrology.
God.
I'm having a stroke right now. Astronomical or astrology section.
Jesus.
God, my brain right now. I don't know what is happening today. Sorry. Zodiac-like charts, stars, or circular diagrams. Medieval texts often linked medicine to astrology. Could these pages match a known medieval zodiac or a lost star map? Are the human figures in these charts representing constellations or seasonal rituals, biology scenes. There's naked women immersed in baths or
I
connecting
think it's all women in this book. There's no man.
Oh,
I only see tatas and no pee-pee.
Well, there's women immersed in baths, connecting through strange pipes. Some think that they might depict spiritual purification rites or specialized medicinal treatments. Others guess they might be, doing this for natural processes, like depicting the human body as a complex fluid-based system. That's going a little too much. Pharmaceutical and recipe section. There's pages with jars and containers suggesting remedies or recipes. If we understood the script, would these reveal instructions for cures or formulas for elusive medicines? They have a scenario-based imagination, like for you to think about it. It's like, imagine discovering that each strange plant correspond to a now extinct species that only in a region decimated by war or climate change destroyed it. Or the ocean or Pompeii.
I wonder if sorry not to cut you off.
You're good.
But so obviously scientists and professionals, they look at this and they, like most things, consider it to be a path to unsolvable issues that we face. But what if, like, all of these images, like the vials and stuff, what if those just lead to, like, modern day medicine that we already know about? Like, why is our first assumption to be it's our cure for something we don't know about?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the 15th century.
Well, I think
I
think it's because the things that are in it, they don't recognize, like the plants. They don't recognize the plants.
So our first assumption is that it's for something
that might
amazing.
Cure something, yeah.
It just seems just so implausible.
Yeah, you know how the mind works.
And exactly. This is like a great example of how their mind sees the world. It just might be how they're seeing the world in their eyes. It's like, not that they're crazy, it's just they're not our educated level, so it's just like,
I don't know, these fucking things look like they belong in Atlantis.
I'm telling you, it's fucking Atlantis.
I'm just feeding the fire.
There's so much water.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of water, right? But then I was also thinking, so imagine you're back in the what year? Like 1500s? 1400s. What is the most important thing in the 1400s? Water.
Not dying.
Fire.
Not dying, yes, but water, right?
Possibly.
Maybe. Fire.
You need water to live.
Pretty important.
Well, you need food, water, and shelter to live, right? Food, water, shelter. To me, this is like, I don't know. Maybe my mind after looking at this kind of goes to like, it's a journal for medicine, definitely. Maybe for some sort of aqueduct. Maybe it's like, or these aqueduct for these plants, type of situation, or it's fucking from Atlantis.
I mean, in the 1400s was like a thing. It wasn't like, this is like people in the 1400s. It's like not, it was civilized.
Oh, it wasn't?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of,
but look at this right here. Doesn't this handwriting kind of look like that was in the thing?
I can't see your screen.
I'll pull it over.
Sorry.
Doesn't this kind of like resemble it right here?
The Chinese?
No, it's not Chinese.
Oh, I can't see.
It looks like a one of those arenas.
This right here, like,
yeah.
Doesn't that kind of resemble the handwriting?
Yeah.
It does,
Yeah.
right?
I wonder if they studied like the paper. The paper itself, you can
Not if it was in the water. But anyways,
but Atlantis wasn't always in the water.
Okay.
Way back in the day,
babe, this isn't
rice paper, right? You can origin it to Asia.
Okay.
They used a different type of paper in Egypt.
Okay. Oh yeah, I get it. No, I get what you're saying. Let me ask you a question.
I am crazy.
I do think you're good. Which illustration set feels like it offers the best clues? Could it be the star charts, the manuscript geography?
I think it's the water.
Chronologically, would the bathing scenes correlate with any known medieval medical practices, or do you think the plants hint at a secret herbal tradition?
I think it's the water.
To be honest though, I think this handwriting right here is crazy. Like the Middle Age, it looks like it.
the Old English.
I think it's the drawings of the people. That's just like what's really throwing me off. They just look.
They look like
human.
blobs.
It's just too different, but also very similar to be something that it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain.
Because like
it.
I could see this being like somebody drew this back then. Like they look like people. They're thin. They're wearing clothes. Those creatures that they drew in that, they don't look like normal people.
Yeah, they're just like they kind of remind me of like Oompa Loompas.
They do. Okay, so the cultural significance and philosophical implications. A cultural touchdown of mystery. The Voynich Manuscript sparks conferences, documentaries, and countless online forums. It's an oh my God, I cannot talk. Whatever.
Too many big words.
It's like a Mount Everest daring you to climb it. So novelists, filmmakers, and artists use it as a symbol of unknowable storytelling device that embodies the internal quest for knowledge, mystery, and solutions. They value the unsolved. Would the Voynich lose its allure if it was deciphered?
Allure.
That's how you say it. Allure. Would it?
I don't think so. I think I would still be
But
interested
some mysteries lose like the captivation when somebody solves it.
No, it's fascinating.
I think
That somebody comes up with it, right?
It's not about the mystery. I think it's more just like the manuscript itself. It's just so different that like it's. I don't even care if it's ever solved. I just care that it looks crazy.
So
look at this.
the
map.
paper is calfskin. The paper is calfskin, and the cover is goatskin.
Look at this map that was like drawn. I don't know what it is, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
You're getting off topic here.
Like
I
I'm looking at this picture that was in the manuscript, and it's like, so this person like wrote a whole page, and then they drew over it with an image. So it's like, was this person even sane? Because like, what point are you trying to get across in this writing if you're just gonna draw a picture over it?
It's Elvish. No, but yeah, it's pretty
I'm
crazy.
sure someone's already tried to compare it to Elvish.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the color, like the white is a mixture of white eggs and calcium carbonate. Like it kind of explains, like they did testing on the paper and the paint and the ink.
Let's talk about the border implications. If decoded, it might reveal insights into medieval science, lost languages, or forgotten belief system, or it might confirm its grand hoax, showing us that the lengths of people go to create riddles. If it remains unsolved, it continues to inspire new generations of scholars, cryptographers, artists, and dreamers. Do we want it solved? Do we secretly enjoy the resistance in a world of instant answers? Do we want it to stay a mystery so we stay humbled, or what do you guys think?
I want to know what it is.
Yeah, I think we as a society would benefit from knowing what it is. Regardless of what the writing is about, I just think having the knowledge that this was like decoded by somebody would greatly benefit society.
No, for sure. Like it has to mean something.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or not, whether it's a children's coloring book or some shit, I don't know. Let's talk about some of the enigmatic texts and comparisons. So the Voynich is a world of mystery. Compared with other baffling manuscripts, I don't know how to pronounce this one, the Rohank Codex, the Codex of Seraphinius, an art book intentionally made nonsensical, or a mysterious encryptions like the Phytos disc. Oh, I've heard of that actually. These texts show we have multiple puzzles from our past and present that resist understanding. The Voynich is not alone. It's part of a pantheon of puzzling documents. Cultural and scholar rivalries. Why can I not talk today? The historians debate fiercely about interpretation. Amateur sleuths claim breakthroughs that academia rebuffs. This tension itself is interesting as people are trying to solve it and they think they solved it, but the other people say they didn't solve it. So it's just like a battlefield of you're wrong, I'm right, who's wrong type thing. I don't know. I want to know other people's. Like, I want to know if you guys are listening. Have you actually looked into this? What do you think about it? Have you encountered a riddle you didn't want answered, but it kept your imagination kept it fired up, like you wanted to do it? Like, what's your own your impressions of it? God, I cannot talk today.
Let's just pass the mic to us.
Shush.
It just seems so fantastical. Like, it's like a kid's storybook. Like Dr. Seuss. Like, that pipe thing, that kind of reminded me of a Dr. Seuss image.
What if it is Dr.
What if it
Seuss?
is just like a child scribbles?
It's so, that handwriting is so nice and it's so precise, and it's the way that it's written is like every repeating letter looks the same, and it's written like so straight. Like, obviously it curves and bends, so it's like human handwriting, but it's just so perfect that it's definitely not written by a child.
Like, what is this? Is this like supposed to be a paragraph P? Like, I don't understand this P right here. I can't see.
You gotta move it over.
It's like a P type thing. Like a P. I don't know. It's
The one that kind of like goes up, loops, and comes back down like a one of those like gates.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Yeah. I could probably look at this. And
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
If you haven't looked at it, it's fascinating.
All right, so I'm gonna talk about the final or our final, like our thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Countdown.
So, I want you. Let's see.
Yes.
Let's see. The manuscript. I don't know. What do you think of like what's your speculative scenario of this thing?
Geisha thinks it's
Geisha, no,
Atlantis.
please
You
go
see my face?
go into the. I would like to hear this one more time. Just let us know what you really think about it.
It's from Atlantis. Okay, here is my logical thinking behind it, and I know that I'm probably 100% wrong. Atlantis, there's legend and lore of Atlantis, right? It was not sunk. There wasn't just some underground fucking city, right? Living under the ocean.
Are you referring to that? What's his name? Theo and.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
The Disney movie?
Yeah, the
no,
Disney movie.
It's an actual thing. They actually look for Atlantis off the coast of Italy. There's people who actually believe in Atlantis.
Bought from
and that's where it was looked for. And
Oh
that's
my
where
God.
they found it.
That's where
See?
they
That's
God.
probably why they looked for it there. That's like that thought was probably started from this manuscript.
Yeah, I remember watching a documentary. Some divers off the coast of Italy or somewhere were diving because they thought they found Atlantis. Atlantis was above ocean at one point, right? They had to have had plants, civilization, texts, whatever, so on and so forth. And then something happened, big typhoon, whatever, it sinks. But that doesn't mean that everything sunk with it. Maybe somebody went to Atlantis, wrote down all the jibbity jabbity, and then left before it sunk. And then this is the book of it.
Oh yeah, that's a good scenario. You know what blows my mind? This is off topic. Is that during our last episode with the cryptids, you had nothing to say.
Yeah.
This episode, you are talking out of your mind.
Because this is like, okay, one, I was going to say I wanted to be a marine biologist, but that has nothing to do with this. That had to do with the beginning in the ocean. But I wanted to be an archaeologist as well. I wanted
to be a solver of things.
I did. I wanted to solve things. And I remember telling my mom that I wanted to be an Egyptologist at one point. And she said, no, you're going to get cursed. Don't do that. If it wasn't for those words, I would probably be an archaeologist right now. I love old history and I love old mysteries and just trying to solve them, right? So my mind immediately went to Atlantis.
All right, hear me out.
Okay.
I don't disagree with Atlantis. I actually think that's a really good point. But I don't think the point that you made of somebody going to Atlantis inscribing everything from that world and then coming back is plausible because they would have had to live there for a very long time to even understand Atlantis's language.
What if the book was from an adult and was passed on
down
to a
from
child
generation to
before it hit
generation?
or something?
Yeah, so like it would be generational, right? Not
Yeah.
just someone, not an outsider going.
But it
writing this all
looks like
down.
was written by one person.
Yeah,
But
it
how do you
does.
know for a fact, though?
But what if
because the
it-
writing is the same?
I mean, what if it was written by one person, but it was passed down? You know,
It had
I don't
to be
know.
written by one person later on in age because this handwriting. I mean, granted, I don't know Atlantis is.
What they're
it's
not like
I don't know if Atlantis is real or
I
their
don't know
educational
what
system.
I don't know what their writing was like. I don't know if a child could write like this. But
well,
to
another
me,
thing is like no one can decipher this language, so it has to be, for my logical thinking, it has to be from a civilization that no longer exists, that was completely wiped out. The plants, the language, everything.
Yeah.
So that's my logical thinking.
Okay.
It's definitely.
It might not be Atlantis. Like I said, it could be Pompeii. It could be Sodom. It could be whatever.
Okay.
One of those biblical
Yeah.
cities that was destroyed.
Let me ask you as the same thing. What's your scenario of this thing?
The writings of a madman.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of when I look at this is because it's these plants do not exist. These are not real plants nowadays. Back
Right.
then, maybe it could have been a thing, but it just seems so fantastical.
Like some of the plants look like
made
they're-
up. Like, what if this was the first version of the Lord of the
movie.
Rings?
It was like the never-ending story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And it
look,
could be.
That looks.
This looks
so
like it belongs under the
fantastical.
sea,
Let me
though.
see.
Like looking at this one.
It looks
Can I see
Yeah.
which one that is?
Oh.
I don't think that's necessarily. It could be like a close up of a plant. You
This-
know how some flowers have in like
Yeah.
that.
I'm not
that
saying it's
tube?
a full blown.
Doesn't this one look like it's like
gigantic
in the sea
plants.
though? Like a lot of these look like it could be in the sea. Like
Yeah.
now you got my mind thinking it's
See?
Atlantis. I'm stopping. Stop. Like my scenario is like I'm gonna go basic. I think it's either like a medical guide for like a dude back then.
But
and
these
nobody
don't
knows
exist,
nobody
the
knows the
plants,
language. You know, this is how we interpret him. Or it could be like a poet's love language. Like he was writing some secret stupid itinerary stuff and it was just for him. You know, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
If you could ever talk to the creator of this, what would
The author.
the author? Yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah.
The author.
What would you ask him? Would you ask him like, what does it say?
Is this from Atlantis?
Why did you write this? Who are you protecting or deceiving? What
I
would you-
don't
what do you-
necessarily think it's a book for protecting someone or deceiving somebody. I mean, it could be for deceiving somebody. I think that Az has a very good point that this could be like the first
schizophrenia
novel. No, like the first fantasy novel where somebody was writing
Well,
this
she
whole
said
fantasy
it's like a
world.
She didn't say that. She said it's the ramblings of a madman.
Well, I did also say it could be like a child's fantasy book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
like-
again, it all looks like Dr. Seuss pictures.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
These faces look so familiar. I don't know what it.
I think it's the style.
Yeah, it's definitely the
style
style. But
of,
I'm
like,
like,
the
what
drawing.
does the style remind me of?
Okay.
Something
So-
nowadays.
So if this was solved tomorrow, what do you think the headlines would be?
Puzzle cracked. I don't know.
Yeah, finally solved.
If the
1,000-year
so
puzzle.
if- so-
Atlantis is revealed.
okay, so if the headlines read Voynich decoded, would we celebrate a newfounded
Depends on what it says.
knowledge, or would we mourn like a grand mystery?
No, I think everybody would be happy that it was solved.
Yeah, I also think, what if they have solved it and it's just, it's too
Much for us to
it's
take
too
in.
much to share with society at this point that they're not sharing it and they're just leading us on.
Or what if it's the exact opposite? What if it's a book for like human sacrifices?
That'd be
Yo,
Wild.
like the
Like
like
what it's like a
the
cult book.
what do they call it? The Fountain of Youth. What if that's what it is, or some shit like that?
I mean, you got astronomy in there, the stars.
Yeah, people
like
in
what
there,
if the
water.
stars have to be aligned? You got naked women in there.
Yeah.
What if it's
Look
like
at
a
this
sacrificial
They're
book?
like all holding stars.
Yeah,
Let me see.
I think
Was it?
that's the one. And in the middle of it
It's a goat or
is a
something.
ram
What the
for
hell?
Aries.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh my god. Okay. Maybe yeah. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna wrap it up with this.
It's
So
crazy.
What do you think it is, Ben?
to me, you don't want to hear what I have to
Yes,
say.
I do.
That's why
what
she
you think it
asked.
is.
I mean, looking at it, obviously I think somebody wrote it. I mean,
course somebody wrote
I
it.
think they had to be like, I don't think it's like a person with schizophrenia. I don't think it's a madman, because the way it's written, it's like too nice. Like they had to be educated. They obviously know how to draw. I mean, a lot of schizophrenia people, they draw crazy things, but like this stuff seems very, like most of the time when you see like a schizophrenic draw, it's like crazy stuff of what they see in their head, like just distorted images. This one actually has like a context of it. It's like the writing, and then they drew the plant first, and then they wrote around the plant. You know, it's like they knew what they were doing when they wrote it. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like they were just writing it just sporadically because they're crazy. I don't know. It looked like it had context. Like they were trying to write something, but I don't know. That's just my thought.
And I feel like the plants at one point were real because there's just so much detail in it. Like it had to have come from somewhere. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
it
I don't
it
know.
could be a fucking book though.
It could be a book. What if it's like I said, it's the first fantasy book ever written,
The first Lord
like
of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
It's the first romantic
the
novel.
Witcher, the first,
It's
the
a romance
first
novel. Naked women in a
world,
pool.
and it has naked women and water in it and plants.
It could be like a
What if it's a grimoire?
I think that would be so cool.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so, again, the handwriting, it's just so concise the
Oh my
whole
god! Now I think it's a
time.
grimoire.
So
It's either a grimoire or it's from Atlantis.
yeah. I mean, as it
It's a
stands,
spell book.
it's a silent monument, complexity of human expression, and the limits of our understanding. It's a reminder that some riddles, no matter how long we try, remain shrouded in shadow. You know, in this environment, this forever information era of ours with internet, like clicking,
Sorry.
figuring out what you need right away. It reassures us that mysteries continue to persist, and hey, that's okay. It's okay that we have mysteries that we don't know.
I
we
hate
can't solve.
that. I hate that.
It's okay to have a mystery. It's okay that you can't solve it right now.
No.
Somebody may solve it the next day. You know.
I hate unknown. Like I really do. Like sometimes I wish if I had 3 wishes, one of my wishes would be like I want to know everything that's happened so far.
Yeah.
You know, what was Atlantis real? What happened to it? What happened to the plane that disappeared? I want to know all the answers to all the mysteries.
Yeah. But I mean, that's all I got
Drives
for
me
this.
crazy.
I just wanted to put this out there, let people think about it. If you're listening, look that shit up. It's crazy.
Yeah, I really liked this topic. This type of
You like this
topics.
one, huh?
I
Yeah,
do.
I did good.
I did. I think like
I did. What do you mean you did?
I said you did.
No, you said I did.
You did say I did.
Oh, my bad. I meant you did. Anything old like this that is like a mystery and from way back when, I'm down for. Like I said, I if it wasn't for my mama was scared of getting
You getting cursed?
me getting cursed by King Tut the Fourth, I would probably be an archaeologist.
What do you think, Az? What do you think
No
about
lie.
this? Did you like this one?
Yeah, I like these ones, but it also makes me think so much now. I'll probably like
Now you're gonna
deep
go home
dive
and
it.
be like, I'm gonna figure this out.
I'm gonna read every journal article that's been written
Like
about
every
this.
study.
The good articles.
Like I need to figure out where these pictures remind me of, because like it looks like wigs or like little, like look at this picture. It looks like they're wearing like crowns or
Oh,
something.
that shit's from fucking Elden Ring.
Let me see.
That's like the helmets they put on Elden Ring.
Yeah.
The big
But it's also if you look like they're touching each other.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's this one.
And there's another image where all the women are touching each other
this
too.
one looks like they're holding a knife or something.
It's a fucking grimoire.
It's like a little dagger in there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a grimoire.
Yeah, but that's it. I'll think of something else for next week. I don't have a topic right now, so I'll come up with
We'll think
one.
of something.
Yeah.
And I've been just a little AMSR. What did I do?
ASMR.
Yeah. No, shh, bebe. That's gross AMSR. Whatever. Listen.
That's pretty good.
Wow, that was
No,
I
that
love
was nice.
this sound.
so good. No, it's this one.
No, mine's better. If you listen closely, you can hear me doing it in the background the entire time. It's a little thing I kind of stole
Dear
from work
Diary.
to
Hi.
pick on my hangnail.
How are you doing today? Yeah, but that's it. You want to go ahead and close this out?
Thank you for listening. This has been Co-op Chronicles with PintsizedGeisha, Blacklabel, and me, Azzilee.
Bye.
We gather round the mic, tales of knights and dice, gaming worlds collide, hobbies come alive. Azzilee and Geisha chat, Black Label's where it's at. Movies and stories told, secrets to unfold. Co-op Chronicles, come and join the ride in a world where fun resides. Co-op Chronicles, hear the stories, feel the vibes. Lo-fi beats, they flow as we share what we know. D&D and game and talk, every journey we embark. Laughs and fun, now that's the plan. In our little podcast clan, women leading through the air. Join us if you dare. Co-op Chronicles, come and join the ride in a world where fun